happy Friyay. Today I wanted to talk about the dreaded burpee, and there's a couple of things to obviously make it worse and even worse than what it already is, but there's a couple of things to make it better. So I wanted to talk about a couple of techniques to just generally make the burpee a little bit better, as better as it can be, I suppose. But it's Friday, so let's do Friday burpees, weekend burpees. So let me just go over what the burpee is in case anyone doesn't know what a burpee is. We can't assume everyone's actually put themselves through that pain of doing like 100 burpees. So jumping, a bit of fun fact, a bit of history about the burpee is that someone forgot the full name. I wasn't gonna bother Googling it and actually doing the full history of it, but it was obviously named after someone, and they came up with the movement in war because it was the fastest way to get to the floor. So keep that in mind when we are doing the burpee. It is, and it wants to be, and you want it to be, the fastest way to get to the floor. Obviously safely, but keep that in mind. So, burpee, get to the floor for safety. I don't know, what do you really want to look at it? So, getting to the floor, popping hands down. I'm going to obviously do it a little bit slower just for the sake of showing you through it. You get your hands down to the floor, you jump back, you lower down, you come up, you jump, you jump. Yeah, so it's getting to the floor, it's physically lying down. A lot of us might not go all the way down to the floor, but think of it as you should. It's getting you better, it's getting you stronger, and it's allowing you to add a little bit more range of motion in it to obviously get you fitter, which is what we want from a burpee. So, a couple of things that happen is that people want to make it a little bit slower, and they actually want to add that push-up element to it. And look, you can, but if you happen to be doing a lot of burpees, don't make it harder than what it needs to be, unless it actually states, unless someone wants you to go to a fitness class and they physically want you to do a burpee push-up. That is a completely separate movement. We're not going over that today. We are looking at the standard burpee, and the standard burpee is getting down to the floor as fast as possible. So it's not the strict, very intense push-up added at the bottom. What I want to see when I see people doing burpees is dropping their hips just a second lower. Your legs, especially us girls that like the booty workouts, our legs are heavy, okay? By keeping our upper body doing the work in the push-up, we're making our lives a lot harder. So by letting the hips go just a second, so I'm basically doing that just for a second, so please don't over-exaggerate it like I'll show you now, you can add, or at least take away, a lot of stress. So I'm going to show it the good way of just jumping down, and then instead of dropping your hips and your shoulders and make it this very stressful push-up, I jump back, I'm here, I let my hips go just a second, and I fall to the floor. When I coach, I physically say, just flop to the floor, because I don't really want to say, let your hips drop first, because this is what I'm going to see. Dramatic sound and everything. So don't overextend it, and don't make it more dramatic than what it needs to be, because then you'll hurt your back. I know I already get the comments of, oh, but I'll hurt my back like that. It's just a second, guys. It's just a second. It's just from here, I just let my hips go a second first, and then I drop. It's not this over-exaggerated cobra position into chest position. Fine. So one of the common errors is obviously doing a very stressful burpee, and like I said, it can be seen as a separate movement. You can do the burpee push-up, but the burpee itself is not a push-up. From there onwards, I see all kinds of weird foot movements. I see a few, but I'm going to go over the frog stance the most, of jumping back. I've got very limited space here, just saying that. I'm jumping back, I go down, and as I come up, I go into this very wide position. And especially if we need to do a burpee box jump, or a burpee sprint, or a burpee clap or a burpee jump into a lateral bar burpee, whatever the case may be, you don't want to be in this very awkward, it's actually a starfish position, actually. What am I saying? Froggy position. Starfish position. So we don't want to be in this very awkward position where now we have to readjust our feet first and then clap or then jump or then do the box jump. You want to try and get your hands as close to your feet as possible so that you're in the powerful position to jump, to stand, to clap, whatever the next movement may be, or just in a better position to just be a human being who wants to be in a weird starfish position. So jumping back, jumping forward, I try jump sort of out, and I try jump as close to my feet as possible, and I try keep my hips up so that I'm already saving my back by doing a lot of other weird things. Another one would be jumping into this squat position. I'm so low, I've got so much more range of motion to have to do it. It's quite nice to jump as much to a straight leg position. So this is where the starfish came in, was because to be straight, they would go wide. Don't do that. The idea would be to go straight and be narrow so that I can be in a super quick position to stand and do what else I need to do. So a couple of things that can make it better, a couple of things that if you are doing you can improve on, because it'll just make you, if you've been doing the starfish, try and narrow your stance. It'll just make things more efficient for the carryover of other movements, as well as it's just making you a better, more mobile human being. I've done far too many burpees now. The push-up, like I said, you can do push-ups. You can do better push-ups on another day. Keep the strength for whatever comes next after the burpees. Save yourself and do the slightly lower hip fall floppy burpee. Just get to the floor as fast as possible. If you haven't been going to the floor this whole time, go to the floor, because that's a game changer. It adds a whole pushing element into the burpee. So some people in a different sort of fitness environment have seen the burpee, and you're obviously not going down and bending your arms or going to the floor at any part. Go down to the floor, because that's it doesn't even need to be a proper push-up for your arms to suddenly start feeling it. So the burpee is actually an incredible movement, guys. I actually really do enjoy it because of the fitness element that it brings. It's obviously a complete home workout in the sense of you're getting your agility, you're getting your fitness, you're getting your heart rate up, you're getting your mobility in. It can be seen as part of a workout, it can be seen as part of a warm-up. It's got all the elements in it that we really want as a fit, nice, positive human being, and it's great for you. The one scaling option that I can bring in just before I end this is that you're more than welcome to obviously step the entire thing. I've got athletes that have got hip, knee, ankle, and jumping is just not an issue. They've got hip, knee, and ankle issues, so jumping is just not possible for them, and that's absolutely fine. We can go down, we can step, we can go down, we can come up, step, jump. You do 50 of those, I promise you're still going to be sweating. So please, by all means, don't think that I'm only doing a workout with jumping and I can't jump, so therefore I can't do it. That's absolutely not the case. You're more than welcome to still modify, still get a good workout in, and still get the benefits of what doing a weight-free movement is. I mean, the basics of push-ups, squats, burpees, those kinds of things, they'll never get old because they are incredible movements. So keep doing your burpees, keep enjoying them. Have an awesome Friday, guys. Thanks so much for listening.